Alright, so now we're going to go over the vertical zones of the ocean. So the first zone is the Mesopelagic zone. It's the top zone. It's fully euphotic, which means that light can penetrate all the way through this zone. It's the one that contains the most organisms. Oh, it is dysphotic at the bottom, sorry.
But that's not the first zone. The first zone is
Epipelagic, yeah.
epipelagic.
I'm sorry.
So
Did I
describe
switch it up?
epipelagic?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Epipelagic is the first zone. It's euphotic, which means full of light, and light can penetrate through all of it. So the Mesopelagic zone is the second zone. It contains most of the organisms, although organisms aren't limited to one vertical zone. They can move up and down through it for food, breeding, or just protection, especially during the time of day or season. For the most part, the Mesopelagic zone does contain most of the organisms. The next is the Pathologic zone. It's mostly dysphotic with some aphotic parts. So aphotic means there is no light at all, it's lack of light. And large species live in this zone. The abyssopelagic and the hadopelagic zones are the bottom zones, and both of them are aphotic. So this is where the deep sea organisms live, and these organisms have specific niches. They have to go about getting food and even functioning in this habitat in a certain way because there's no light. So, like the anglerfish has the bioluminescence. A lot of the organisms in this zone give off some sort of bioluminescence, whether to attract prey or just to see. And it has a unique ecosystem. And the benthic zone, as I mentioned before, goes through all these vertical zones. It's present in the epipelagic zone and the abyssopelagic zone. So this is just an overview of marine organisms. There are three types: plankton, nekton, and drifters. And the first plankton,
it's the phytoplankton. It produces.
Yeah, it's a producer. Photosynthetic. Then the next is zooplankton, which are consumers. They're herbivores or carnivores. And last are ultraplankton, which are photosynthetic bacteria.
If I was to ask you where are these organisms found, in which layer, what would be your best answer?
Probably the epipelagic.
Epipelagic or what?
Possibly the mesopelagic zone, for the ultraplankton or the.
What about if you're looking at the whole marine ecosystem?
As in salt and freshwater?
No, as in your whole marine means oceans.
Oh, okay.
So you're looking at the whole ocean.
At the top layer, like as far as lateral zones or vertical zones?
Doesn't matter.
And the top layer, well, at least the phytoplankton, because they produce, they need to perform.
So where could they be besides epipelagic?
Any zone
Let's say euphotic. Good. What else can you say?
Possibly dysphotic.
Possibly. What else can you say?
Well, if any plankton can perform chemosynthesis, they can do it at the bottom.
Okay, good. So that's another. You could say intertidal already.
Oh.
Okay, where it's fully lit zone and you have a lot of production. Okay.
All right. The next are the nekton, which are swimmers. These are most of the fish are in this category.
As a matter of fact, wait. Interject again. These plankton, which are known as drifters, do you say that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where
Drifters, nekton.
Okay. What? I'm sorry?
Yeah, at the beginning when I said.
Okay, so drifters, where would they be? Like that already makes sense.
Yeah.
You get it in the intertidal zone where they can't really
Yeah, they
go
don't.
against current, so they just drift. Does that make
Yeah, they
sense?
use the currents.
Okay.
All right, so the nekton are the swimmers. Most of them are consumers. Most of the fish are in this category: sharks, turtles, whales. Okay, so the last organization of marine life would be benthos, bottom dwellers. So organisms like crab and lobsters, which are able to move on the benthic zone.
What's a word that you could give me vocabulary-wise that is linked to benthos?
Right? Like the benthic zone, as in the bottom.
No, a word that describes benthic organisms.
They-
Bottom dwellers. What else? What do we call what? Detritus feeders or detrivores. Okay, good. And we'll stop here. Oh, we can finish. Last group.
Oh yes, and there's also decomposers. They break down waste, and they're usually bacteria. Some of them form chemosynthesis, which is like photosynthesis that produces glucose, but without light, and they use the thermal vents in the ocean to get the chemicals needed for the reaction to make the the food.
But I'll interject it. Decomposers break down waste and can be bacteria. Bacteria that are chemosynthetic are not decomposers.
Yeah, no, yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I was on.
They're autotrophs. So they fall in another category because they make their own food.